Hey there, comic friends and fiends. It's Rob from the Great Wall of Comics. And with me, of course, the man himself, Chris, that comic vet. How are you doing, sir?
Good. I'm good. Glad to be here. How are you?
Glad to be here back on Slab Hub after a week hiatus. I hope
Yes.
that prison was nice to you after having gotten caught up in that underage comic book transporting into some kind of comic book fight club. How was that?
I wish I could talk about it, but the first rule of
Rule of
Comic Book
Comic Book
Fight
Fight
Club
Club is we don't
is
talk about
we
Comic Book
don't
Fight
talk
Club.
about Comic
Very
Book Fight
good.
Club.
Excellent. All right. Well, there you go. So, no, in all seriousness, obviously, as I mentioned last week, Chris had other things that came up. He's a nice friend and had a friend call in a favor, and he took care of his helping out his buddy. So, good job. Excellent.
Thank you.
All right. So today, Slab Hub, we have signed box number 3. You know, it's fun. As funny as I'm sitting here looking at this, like the number of boxes I have haven't really changed that much, and and there's a lot of the amount of books I have that are out right now waiting is ridiculous. It truly is. There's at least another 4 boxes worth of comics that are out at the grading companies right now. So depending on when they arrive, this show may actually get some extension, but so what you're going to see, folks, as we go through this here, there's there's a mix of books in here. There's a lot of PGX. Again, I've talked about it in the past that I used PGX a lot in the past for my personal stuff. They did especially signature authentication. It's very inexpensive compared to uh, CBCS for the authentication and the grading. And it was all stuff for my personal collection. And when it came to price and turnaround time, I couldn't beat it. I mean, you're talking about it was like a 35-day turnaround time. Right now, I have not opened up a big shipment of comics in 6-7 months. Since my last PGX, because since I decided to switch to go to CBCS and CGC, these books have just continued to sit there in January longer and longer. I mean, it's really kind of interesting. I can't wait to have the data. I'll share it one of these days. I've been tracking each stage, and it was really scary. Was I was looking at just the time to receive, like at CGC, my books that I sent in January. That shipment took 11 days to receive. The books I sent in March took 22 days to receive. The books I sent in April took 43 days on average to receive. So I was like really concerned what June is going to look like if that's now going to be 80 something days, right? Following the doubling method. But anyways, before we get into the books here, let's say hello to the chat here. James Willie, the winner, king of chicken dinner, is here. And if you don't know what that is, he's the one who keeps taking home majority of the prizes. Although he's tag teams with his wife Beth. How you doing? Glad to see you guys both here. Cat Fan Comics made it into here. Happy to have you here. Eli, welcome to the show. You know what? As I'm stalling for time here, because I'm just now realizing that I did not prep to have my giveaway tool ready for today. But now I have it up. So just like that, I now have it good to go. All right. So let's get into some comics. What we'll be doing again, about halfway through and at the end, we'll pause for live giveaway. We'll give you a hashtag. Yep, 2. We'll do a hashtag. You'll enter it. We'll do a random drawing using a hashtag comment grabber, and then each one of those people, or one person twice, will get 5 pulls from the box of mystery pulls. New books have been added. Cool stuff. And then, of course, as always, everything in here that I'll be showing today, if you're really interested, you can always reach out to me. Everything is always for sale for the right price. Some things more right than others.
Yeah.
So I'm going to kick it off with this is not the because my books are not in the same alphabetical order as my cheat sheet on my screen. That's sad. That's all right. This is a book that has some. Oh, you know what? Let me make myself big. Let's do this right here. Right? This is a book that has some importante. Importante? It's important. It's a key. How's that?
It's a key.
Chris, would you like to drop some knowledge on them?
Mad Love. If I'm correct, this is her second appearance?
Correct. This is the origin. So this is
Okay.
Harley Quinn origin from the animated side of everything. So her first appearance in the animated universe, of course, being Batman Adventures 12, which is hiding behind this case there on the wall. And this was the origin story. So this has now been signed by Bruce Timm.
Very nice.
Or as we like to say, his bitch signature, because it looks like it says bitch. Because he likes female dogs. If you're a young child at home watching, that's the proper name. Anyways, so Mad Love, this book was originally, when I got it, this is one of those stories that you got to be cognizant of when you're a person like me who loves signatures. So I had this originally as a blue label. This was a 9.6 blue label, and I sent it in for. It had horrible Newton rings. I sent it in for a reholder and paid for a flipping reholder, and it came back with Newton rings. And then I sent it in for signature. It took a grade hit down to a 9.4, but my Newton rings are gone. So
one step forward, two back.
I still love that book. All right. Now, as I recall, you're a fan of Mr. Middleton.
I am. Big time. One of my all-time favorite covers is from that particular series right there.
So here we are. This is Batgirl 25. This is a Middleton cover signed, of course, by Middleton himself.
Very nice.
It's beautiful. He did some just amazing covers on this run. There's no doubt. I don't think anybody, maybe the quintessential Batgirl artist.
It's hard to disagree. I know late last year he was doing Wonder Woman. He did a handful of B covers for Wonder Woman. They quickly became some of my favorite covers of the year. But I agree. When it comes to Batgirl, Joshua Middleton's all by himself. My personal favorite is issue 23, the white background, just kind of a side profile. But that one you just had in your hand there, that is fantastic work as well.
Chip Gittler, how you doing there, sir? Oh, he's only giving himself a 0.5 grade. That's very sad. I'm sorry to hear that, Chip.
Oh, Chip, you're at least an 8.5, buddy.
All right, here's another Middleton. This one here, 29. Oh, man, these books are kind of come across kind of hazy with these bags, unfortunately.
Yeah. But again, that's a beautiful Middleton piece of art there.
Yeah,
I like that. I like the fact that he framed it up himself.
Yeah.
My OCD is killing me that I want. I was gonna say my OCD is killing me that I want to straighten up that portrait. But yes,
I have that. It's funny is I have a similar issue, but I have to deal with it every day. I have a tattoo on my arm that my tattoo artist it was of a meant to be a tarot card essentially, and he put it in an angle on my bicep and stuff, but then he put this little banner underneath it, and it was like it's straight but the card is crooked, but he did it on purpose, and it just drives me crazy every day. Anyways, all right, here we go. The new 52 run, Batman #1. This one here, this is the first cameo appearance of Harper Row, who later becomes Bluebird, who we've been teased is potentially going to be a character of significance down the line here at Batman. We've started to see her creep back up from time to time in the stories after having disappeared for a while. But this one here is signed by Greg Capullo. So
Very good.
this was an interesting one. Hey, Big Dave, how you doing? In that I got this book from an auction, and when it got here, the signature was smudged. Um, and it wasn't like that when I bought it. So somehow in transportation, the signature got smudged. The seller ended up giving me like almost all my money back, and let me keep the book. And then I reached out and PGX, because they use a computer program to compare against a database to determine whether or not they're authentic or not. They said that they would take a look at it and see, and then they ran it, and there was enough. The smudging was minimal enough down in here that there was enough data points to capture to authenticate the signature, which is kind of nice.
It's cool. It's a very cool book. It's actually very popular as well with a lot of hardcore Batman collectors. They work on that one and a couple of the variants that come out with it as well.
Yes, yeah, I have a few of them. I mean, the Batman New 52. So the New 52 was an awful concept for DC for the most part. The Shining Light was the Batman run, which of
absolutely
course
agree.
introduced some great characters and of course we talked about last time the Court of Owls.
Court of Owls.
Phenomenal construct that came out of this. And the New 52 Batman was what got me back into comic collecting, actually. So, all right, here we go. Continuing that theme here. Here is Batman 28. This one here is the first full appearance of Bluebird, or first appearance of Bluebird, the Bluebird character. And this is signed by little Tiny Onion himself, Tinian.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice.
All right, rolling. Oh, this one's a nice homage cover. See if you can figure out which homage it is. Here's a hint. It's not number 1 or 2 of all time.
Oh, so, okay.
I think you'll figure it out as soon as you see it.
Top 10, Rob. Top 10. Very nice.
So this is Batman The Adventures Continues. This is a Warren Lowe variant, obviously an homage to the original Batman Adventures 12, the first appearance of Harley Quinn.
Yes.
What's funny to me is Batman Adventures Continues Season 2, Issue 1. I can't remember which artist it was, if it was Natalie Sanders or somebody else, just turned around and basically redid this exact same homage. And I was like, oh, I can't bring myself to pick that up because it's exactly, I mean, it was like almost identical to this homage. And I was like, but anyway, so this one here is signed by Warren Lowe. This did take a while to get that Warren Lowe signature because Warren Lowe out of South Africa.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So shipping that off to have that signed took a bit. And then this was the B cover for that same book, also signed by Warren Lowe.
That's actually fire. I actually think I like that one a little bit better. Maybe it's the placement of the logo. Yeah, it just has a little bit of a different flair, but I really like the dark background
logo,
too.
Yeah, versus this is the homage logo.
Right.
Right.
The logo that's in your left hand, the B, I guess, that kind of reminds me of the logo from the Mask of the Phantasm, to be honest with you.
Yeah, very much. Yeah. So. Batman Adventures 12 cover homage. All right. Chugging right along, folks. Another Batman Adventures Continues, number 1. This one, however, is not an homage. This is Peach Momoko.
Oh.
This was her first DC cover, and it is signed by Peach Momoko.
Very good. And look at that grade, everyone. 9.9.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that one.
I do like you and I've talked about Peach a few times, and you know, I think almost everyone would agree that most of her work is an acquired taste, but that is a great cover. That is, to me, that's a very great cover done by Peach there.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I dig a lot. So there's a fair. I probably like 65 to 70% of the Peach work, and of
Yep.
course I especially love the sketches. But this was one of those ones where it's like, hey, this is kind of cool. And you know what? When it was her first DC cover,
Hmm.
I was like, oh, okay, I got to grab that. You know, because it was on the height of the day. But it's a great, fun cover. And who doesn't like Batman Adventures? Whoever doesn't, you're wrong. All right. There was some kind of anniversary around this book. I mean, this character is kind of like a big deal to DC. Some people would argue that maybe it's their entire run practically. But so they released a
Yes.
handful of covers for Detective Comics 1000.
Hmm.
Even though then they would do it again 27 issues later.
Yes.
For,
On
but
a
this
larger scale, in my opinion. But yeah.
yeah. So what was great about this was so they did they had these decade covers where they
Yes.
had like the 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever. And I was very conservative and only picked up like two or three of them. I think I picked up like the Frank Miller one and whatever else.
Yes.
But when Bruce Timm does a cover, I feel obligated. It's to grab it. Just like also when there's a bunch of these covers and there's a Jim Lee cover, it's like if you want to know which covers are going to do well as far as making gaining some value amongst collectors, Jim Lee, Bruce Timm, Frank Miller. These are covers that
Right.
over and over
Yep.
again, they're as blue chip as they're going to be pretty much because these artists are awesome. So this was great to then get that signed by Bruce Timm again with that bitch signature there. So that's great, great to have. You know what? There's only one signature that's worse than the bitch signature, and I think we'll get to that one. I don't know if that one's in this batch today, but if not, it's in box number 4. We'll get to, and that's Frank Miller's penis signature.
Oh,
The
such a
once,
cool guy too. Like such an approachable, cool guy. Like trust me, such a approachable, cool guy. Horrible autograph.
oh yeah, when you, it's like one of those autographs that when you see it, you'll never unsee it again, and you're stuck every single time. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you bastard.
Yeah.
Look who made it here today.
Hope you're
Jimmy
doing well,
the
Jimmy.
Dawn.
Yes,
I
sir.
got so much love for the fact that he busted out Jimmy the Dawn in his video. He hates himself for it now, but it was great. Now I have to sing because at some point here because Jimmy's here. Um, millions of peaches, peaches for me. Right. So
Ooh.
Dr. Tomorrow. This was strictly a cover by. I never read it. I have no idea what even Dr. Tomorrow is all about. Nothing. But it was. I like science fiction covers. I like a fair amount of Peach covers. Give me some
Yeah.
science fiction Peach,
Yeah.
and guess what? I'm
Yep.
down without a doubt.
Right. Really
So,
has some 40s and 50s pulp flavor to it
oh
with that
God, I mean,
particular cover.
it's just
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
And what I love too is I love the helmet style. Reminds me very Battle of the Planets.
Yes.
Yeah, just put a little beak on that, and you'll be all good. All right, we're almost to our. We got 3 more books, and then it's going to be giveaway time. Nav's Comic and Culture. Hey, how you doing? All right. Oh. How about a multi-sig book? How
Let's
about
go.
this one here? Signed. See if you can guess who
Sure.
the character is from the signatures.
Okay.
Shouldn't be hard. Amanda Connor,
Got it.
Jimmy Palmiotti, Chad Hardin, and Aunt Lucia.
Okay. Is it the Valentine's Day special?
No.
Is it a American holiday special?
No, it is not a holiday special.
Okay.
It is, however, a special convention variant.
Okay. I'm gonna guess it's a It's either Harley 1 or like 25.
So it's Harley Quinn 19,
The bombshell.
the bombshell. That's right.
Beautiful.
That's hence the Aunt Lucia
Yep.
involved in there. But of course, Chad Hardin doing a lot of art on these Harley Quinn books, along with Palmiotti and Amanda Connor. Fun. It's really sad to me to see how far the current run of Harley Quinn has just off the charts bad, and the art all over the place when you had such beautiful artists or such great artists working on the Harley Quinn books in volume 2 and volume 3, so but yeah, so 4 times signed convention book. Nice.
Very, very nice. Some would even say amazing looking in that bottom right cover.
All right. So here we go. Here's another multi-signed book. This one is Amanda Connor, Jimmy Palmiotti, and Paul Dini. I need to go get a Bruce Timm signature on this one since he's on here. That's the only one he's missing. Here's a Harley Quinn all foil convention, hence the 9-4, because this is foil front and back.
Oh.
Talk about don't you dare ever think about getting a 9-8 because it's damn near impossible.
Yeah. And you have to wear gloves because fingerprints don't come off those covers.
Oh, well, and it has some scratches on it. Big surprise, right?
Yeah.
It's the same thing as like trying to get right now as I'm watching Amazing Spider-Man 365 take off, right? It's either that book, because it's all black, has a freaking color breaking spine tick, or that freaking hologram has a scratch on it. It's always one or the other. You finding a 9-8 on that is so tough. Moon Knight, how you doing? Yeah, I know you talk about the Aunt Lucia book. It is absolutely some great sexy art, no doubt about that. You don't have a single artist slab. Well, Cat Fan, I hope that you do get some. I'll tell you, they are it's easy to get, right? COVID has made it a lot of easy because they're doing a lot of mail-in stuff. I'll tell you though, doing the mail-ins through CGC or directly to CBCS through the is much easier and typically has a much faster turnaround time because it's all in-house and everything else. If you go through some of these facilitators that are doing stuff at different small mini cons or doing small private events and stuff, I will tell you, I have some books that have been out close to a year as we're waiting for books to come back because they go off to Italy or they go here or there, and then they got to come back, and then they got to get pressed, and then they're going to go off finally to CGC or CBCS where they're going to spend another 6 months there. So it's definitely a long slog to get those books, but it can be pretty rewarding. And my problem is I've become addicted to multi-sig books. Sig books were bad enough, but becoming addicted to multi-sig books is getting a lot of fun.
It sounded like you were about to have a guest join you there.
Oh, no, my wife decided that it's noon. It's time to wake up.
Oh, okay.
So
that's a good life.
Well, in her defense, she was up till like 2 a.m. playing video games. So 3:30, she says. Horrible wait times, no doubt about that. The good thing is you sit there talking about you trying to find some man books, much traveled and cultured. Yeah, some of them off in Hawaii. Alternative methods. Nice thing is conventions are back, starting to come back. I just found really happy that the big one here in Silicon Valley doesn't do a lot of stuff, and I was kind of sad about it. It's become a maker fair, but Counterculture, the comic book shops have kind of gotten together and they're doing a 1-day comic convention in one of the hotels during the same weekend, and they've started announcing some of the artists, and they got like Frank Cho coming and some others, and I'm like, oh, nice, we're getting some actual real artists and stuff. I'm definitely down. So it'll be fun to go get some of those. All right, last book, and then we'll do ourselves actually I'm going to do 2 more books because they're both the same issue, and then we will do our first pull for prizes. Continuing our Harley Quinn theme, Harley Quinn 75, our man Mr. J.
JSC.
Scott Campbell.
Yes,
So there were
sir.
3 covers for this. This was the A cover. The B and the C cover were a connecting cover. I didn't care for them. I liked actually the A cover on this one better because it made it look like a prize fight poster, having them both together in one.
Yeah.
So I was able to be good for once and get just the less expensive option.
And not very often are his books the less the
Yeah.
cheaper of them all. Let's admit, like whenever J. Scott Campbell is attached to a book, it's generally not just a normal A cover.
Yeah.
So yeah,
No. Well, I mean, this wasn't an A cover. I should rephrase that. This was his A cover.
his A
So
cover.
his A, B, and C exclusives to his store.
Yep.
The actual A cover for Harley Quinn 75, he had nothing to do with. All right, last one. This is another favorite artist of ours, as I recall. Yep. So we have multiple times agreed that this artist is an amazing digital artist, putting out some just breathtaking pieces of work. I don't know if that's enough to jog your memory, Chris, as to who you think this could be.
If you said digital, I'm thinking Art Germ or someone that's affiliated with his
Actually, no,
studio.
No close.
Okay.
Shannon Mayer.
Shannon Mayer.
So here we have the Harley Quinn issue 75, the battle between Harley and Punchline, signed, of course, by Shannon Mayer. CGC
Very, very nice.
9.8. Final issue of the Volume 3 run.
Very, very nice. He does such lifelike work.
Okay. So what we're going to do for this giveaway, and I love this. Look, we got 13 people for the giveaway. So again, we have the box. Let's open it up. We got about half a box of comics here. Some good books in here. We're going to do a 5-book pull. What you're going to want to do is, for this first one, is you're going to do hashtag, all one word here, comic book fight club. For those of you that are just coming, just in case
hashtag it all you want. We're just not going to talk about it.
Yeah, we can't talk about it, but we can hashtag. So hashtag comic book fight club. Go ahead and put that in the chat if you want to be a part of the get the drawing in just a second here, and then I'm going to get it ready here. Comic. Oops, I got to actually do hashtag comic book fight club. All right, so what we'll do is we will then bring in the hashtag comment grabber. That sounds so
professional.
Weird. The hashtag comic. Oops, that's not the right. Don't share that screen. Share screen. Share a window. Share that window. Yes. All right. And let's go to this mode here. Oh, no, that doesn't. I got to make Chris disappear, apparently, in order to share it.
I'm still here.
Well, you're here, but I don't see you on the screen. That's all.
Oh.
All right. So, Jimmy, you spelled that wrong, according to the book.
I just took a look. I think Jimmy did it right. Well, he just put it up again. So
he corrected it. All right. So I'm going to give everybody, I'm going to give it another 15 seconds here to grab a few more. So we'll do these 5 pulls. And as usually what will happen is I will just be moving my hand back and forth. Chris will call out a point for me to stop, and we'll pull the book, and we'll see what you get. You get free shipping, US and Canada. I am like that YouTuber who actually will ship to Canada. However, Canadians, I'm sorry, if your government stops the books, even though I send them as a gift, and makes you pay duties and taxes on it, that's on you. I do only list them at cover price as far as their value, so it should be pretty cheap. That's what it's been for our friend James Willie. But yeah,
I do have to say, don't blame me. I voted for the other guy.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and start collecting comments. So we have 10 comments right now. We're going to go ahead and draw a winner. Marty, you are our winner. Congratulations, our first winner here on the random pool. All right, Chris. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get Marty some good books here.
All right, let's see if we can stop this one in the middle. And now.
First book up. Harley Quinn, issue number 4 from volume 3, the Rebirth run.
Very nice.
This
very
is
nice.
a Sienkiewicz cover, I think.
We all love Bill.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not certain on that. Don't quote me, but it's definitely that kind of style, what you would expect. I know he's done several books for that run. Oh, very early in the run there. 5th book in. We have a Virgin variant Venom. I think this is 31, 32, something like that. So
very nice.
Cool.
Very nice.
Very good there.
And now, deep in Rob's fat stack of comics,
Amazing Spider-Man number 22. Some ASM love.
Very, very nice. Let this go for a quick second here. And now.
Valiant Comics Shadow Man. Featuring Aerosmith.
I did not know that Aerosmith was in Valiant back in the day. Okay. And now.
Moon Knight number 5.
Ooh, one of the hottest characters on the spec market right now.
Very cool.
That's a
nice
late
little
70s, late 70s, early 80s love with that book.
All right, we make sure. Oops, and try to make sure I don't have these books fall over while I'm putting them back down there. So, recapping there, Marty. Moon Knight number 5. You get the Shadow Man featuring Aerosmith. Amazing Spider-Man number 22. A Venom in the 30s. That's all I remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry, I don't remember off the top of my head. And Harley Quinn issue 4. Good. Some good name books. See, it's not all garbage. Excellent. So what you're going to need to do, Marty, is you're going to need to message me with your address through Instagram. If you're not already following me on Instagram, in the comments or in the right below is my Instagram, which you can go and message me to get your address. So that way I can get those shipped off to you. While you guys are looking at that and seeing, oh my God, look at that. There is stuff below there. You'll notice that also Chris's stuff is down there too. You might as well go ahead and follow him and Instagram and YouTube. Go ahead. We'll wait. Great. Excellent. Thank you guys. Glad you guys did that. All right. So let me move this out of the way. Let's go back into some slab action, and then we will do ourselves another pull at the end. So don't run off. All right. Oops, did I just hear? Shoot. Trying to make sure. Fortunately, they didn't fall over very far. I don't want these books getting bent.
Jimmy just says that I have too much power, and there was a comment about saying, "Oh, that's big Aerosmith spec," and Chip just said, "I heard they might be big one day." Maybe
they might do some kind of crossover with some other bands, and who knows? Yeah. All right, let's go here to another book here. This one is, damn it, sorry. Get my thing. This is a facsimile. So, but it's a facsimile without the reproduction cover. This is Incredible Hulk 181. This is an Addy Granoff.
Ooh.
Cover. There is actually the reproduction cover underneath this one, but he did his own stuff, and Eddie Granoff does some great
Right.
work.
Yep.
Love this, and so I sent it off to get signed, and for some reason,
He signed upside down. Oh,
so
Eddie.
yeah, up down, upside down signature, but what are you gonna do? This was just purely a fun book because obviously, the Hulk 181 reproduction book, amazingly to me, actually the facsimile book. So the recent facsimile on the Hulk 181, just as a side note, guys, actually went to a second print, which how often does a facsimile go to a second print, right? The facsimile itself is in the first print is over $100 book in a CGC 9.8 because Hulk 181 itself, well, I don't think you can get even a 0.5 for less than $1,000 anymore.
Right. I got my copy close by, and mine's a 1.5, and I just paid under 2,000 American for it when I picked it up. I think I paid 16.
It's probably almost
Yeah.
doubled now in that
Yeah,
time. Right?
and last time I looked, it was around 21, 22. But it's again, wait till they cast Wolverine, right?
Right.
Then it's
Exactly.
and then it's going to be untouchable. Yeah, in any shape.
So yeah, that's one of those funny ones. It's like
Wow.
facsimile going, but that facsimile, no, that one's not.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, this is going to start a run for us. The Trinity of DC. Chris.
Yep.
Who is the Trinity?
Well, Kal-El himself, Diana, and that little orphan boy that's
Bruce.
now a member of the 1%.
Right. Well, yeah, he's still a member of the 1%, probably, even though he's not as 1% as Dickie Boy is anymore, right?
Right.
After Alfred left him his money. So we have ourselves some Justice League books here. Each one, Jim Lee cover, featuring each member of the Trinity, signed by Jim Lee. So we start off, of course, awesome. Issue number 1 of Justice League. Batman. Man, it's got a lot of glare on this cover coming off there. I apologize. But
that is great work. Like in the last 20 years, I think the best Batman artists have Lee in their name, whether it's Lee Bermé or Jim Lee. Just incredible work for Batman.
Oh yeah, no doubt. There's definitely some great Batman stuff coming out.
Yeah.
Okay, second member of that Trinity here, Justice League 4, Jim Lee Wonder Woman cover, again signed by Jim Lee.
Very, very nice.
And he was great. Was like when this launched, there was each Jim Lee did the B covers, and each one featured a solo cover of different ones. I have some other ones. I have the Green Lantern one and the Martian Manhunter and the Hawkman and some of them, which all look amazing. But getting the Trinity was the important one. Right. And then those two were 9/8s, representing where he really belongs in the pantheon of the trio, getting the lower grade.
What?
Jimmy? What?
No. Come on.
Superman, the Man of Steel, Mr. Keep That Green Rock Away From Me himself. And of course, this is also signed by Jim Lee, right across. You can barely see it in this color scheme with this glare, but there it is, right across the middle of the book. Mr. Jim Lee signing that thing.
It's a great cover.
Yeah. It almost makes me want to I do like Superman. I just like to give Jimmy grief.
Without him, there's none of this.
This is true. We have to give him props for nothing else. Right. Launched an entire industry. So, all right. Our friend J. Scott Campbell does one thing very well.
Hips that don't lie.
He draws some amazing women, and this one surprises me how much this book is actually goes for. So this is Spider-Gwen number 24. So this is The second run, because we had Spider-Gwen, the 6-issue run, then we had Spider-Gwen that ran for like 30 something issues, and then we
Yes.
had Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider, and then
Mhm.
we had Ghost Spider.
Yep.
Just because we had to get out of the way. So, and technically, this title started off as Radioactive Spider-Gwen, but they dropped the radioactive after about like issue 6. But so here we go. We were introducing the symbiote, the concept of this is the first appearance of Spider-Gwen as Gwenom. So
Mhm.
that of course causes this book to be worth a little bit more there. So this book is about a $325 book. Um, you combined J. Scott Campbell with Gwenom, who's a popular character, and you get it together and it does well. Sky's the limit potentially down the road, depending on whatever happens. But at the same time, it may also stay low like this because ultimately Spider-Gwen is a side character, right? Not necessarily a mainstay of the Marvel, unless that changes down the line as part of the youth movement. Who knows? But it's a beautiful book. I love that cover.
Great cover, and she's not overly sexualized as it
Correct.
normally does. Yeah.
Right. Well,
Mhm.
and oh God, I want to get to that. I saw some stuff people were doing on Instagram with her the other day, and I was just like, oh God, made me just want to throw up in my mouth.
Yeah.
All right. This was a book that if you watched my show this week, you actually already saw this book. I ended up taking a book out of here that went for it to get a multiple signature. So I had one spot open in this box. So this book slid in there, and that was Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider, the Mike Mayhew homage, uh, Spider-Gwen No More. Of course, this one was Spider-Man 50,
Mhm.
and there were two variants on this. The other variant was just Gwen standing there with the white background. What's the point? Like we said earlier, what's the point of an homage if you're not going to homage the whole book, right? And so that's where I think sometimes when it comes, I love a virgin cover, but when it comes to an homage, oftentimes you got to have that trade because that's part of what you're doing your work with. So
Agreed. That's an incredibly important book in the ASM run. That
yeah,
Stanley was still handling. We got introduced to arguably one of the biggest villains in the entire Marvel universe, with the Kingpin being in that issue. I'm glad in the last couple of years that book is actually starting to realize its full value. A couple of years ago, it could have been found for a
I
few
wish,
shekels.
and I
Yeah.
wish I did.
But now, yeah, nowadays it's ever since Into the Spider-Verse got launched, and the fantastic performance we had from Vincent
Oh,
D'Onofrio and the Daredevil run and Punisher run on Netflix. Kingpin's finally getting his due when it comes to his first appearance value.
absolutely. All right. So this book was a huge book when it was released. This is a Peach Momoko, one of the most coveted Peach Momoko covers at the time it was released. It
Can I
later on
guess?
got us. Yes, you may.
Are we talking the Master of all Jedi?
We are talking about
Yes, this is a
the
great cover.
yes, Gizmo in his Jedi form.
Yes, yes.
Unfortunately, I was really depressed when I got the grade back on it due to some um, cover rub that occurred in the transit to
Oh,
Japan to get it
okay.
signed. Um, but that is the risk whenever you sign a book overseas to be signed. So we only ended up with a 9.4, but there we are, the Yoda Peach Momoko signed by Peach Momoko.
To me, this is by far her most famous piece that she's ever done. I can remember last spring when COVID first hit and this book was being dealt by Frankie's Comics. The
Yeah,
like the insanity that came around this book.
yeah,
The insanity. I don't think there's a better word to describe what happened to that particular issue.
yeah.
And
No,
deservedly so. Again, some people enjoy her work, some people don't. But I think everyone can agree this is by far her most famous work.
And you can pick a copy up now if you want the second print. The second print has trade dress on it.
Yes.
It's still available for retail sale in the second print. If you just never got one and just love that cover and want to pick one up to put in your collection, it is out there. All right. So this is a book that I have on the wall. And although this is the second printing, which you know how I feel about second, third, and fourth printings, Chris?
I do.
That they belong in their place as the second, third, and fourth, right? Number one is always should be this. Fortunately, I mean, this is a second printing. This is the least valuable of the 4 printings this book went to. I'm still irritated greatly that the third and fourth printing are the more valuable. But anyways, Darth Vader, issue 3, first appearance of Dr. Aphra and 000 and BT1. Signed by the cover artist, Addie Granoff. This time, right side up.
Yes. Still an incredibly hot book. But I do agree, being a child of the 70s, when comic books went to a second printing in the late 80s, to me that was just, like to me that was amateur hour. Like, you missed out, then you get
and that's what this was. This was a book
Yeah.
I picked up originally because I missed out on the first printing at my LCS. And then later on, I acquired the first printing after the fact to get my. Actually, it was crazy. I used to have multiples of the first printing, and I sold it when it hit $200. I sold one. What a fool! But who knows? Will Aphra?
It happens.
Will Aphra ever? Well, that's, you got to sell it. If you're going to sell a book, you're going to sell it at some point. If it's going to go up, it's going to go up. You can't cry over spilled milk. Did you make money? You made money. All right, move it on. That's what happens, right? And Dr. Aphra is, of course, all nothing but spec at this point. But there's been even now more and more rumblings that not only just about Aphra specifically, but the thought of Star Wars moving away from telling stories with Jedi and Sith necessarily, and going into more of these adventure characters, which I think would be a great idea, because
Agreed.
It doesn't need to be all about magic sorcerers. Yes, that's what they are, people.
I was waiting for the punchline there. There's no way.
That's what they are. I'll be honest. But there's regular, real people that live in this universe, and I, as a fan of science fiction, would love to continue to see some of that fleshed out and see some of those things of how these people have to bump into that and deal with the ramifications. Some of the better stories have been some of those fallouts from regular people interacting with some of these Force users and whatnot, and the myths that they kind of build up around them, which I think is a great concept there. So anyways, yeah,
still a hot book. Doesn't matter what printing it is. But
true.
Like I was going to say earlier, it's in the last 20 years that we see books that go multiple printings, second, third, fourth, fifth, like even Something's Killing the Children. Now it's to its 8th printing for issue number 1. It's funny how some of those later printings, just based on print numbers, can be worth more than the original print.
Yeah, and it's, as we deviate here slightly, talk. So you have these different subsequent printings because the comic book industry is cognizant of what it did to itself in the 90s, right? We're not going to go print 1 million books and spit them out. They'd much rather do subsequent print runs. And because some of the when it used to be, and this is where it really confuses me, because it's not always habitually consistent, but it used to be that books were like this, right? This cover is the same cover on the first, the second, the third, or the fourth print. The difference is you have a color shifting background, or in the case of the Edge of the Spider-Verse, you have a color shift on the bottom banner.
Agreed.
Right? And otherwise the artwork was the same. Then they started introducing subsequent printing variant covers, where it was a completely different cover. And we really saw that, I think where I noticed anyways, the big change was with Venom 3. was where we really saw that explosion of seeking a subsequent, and all the question about whether or not was because it's issue 3, is that the first cover appearance of Null, or was issue 5 or whatever it was, which chronologically was released before issue 3, fifth printing or whatever it was, which one is which. But all of a sudden people began to they didn't want to miss out, almost feel. So I think that people have been buying these subsequent printings out of FOMO, and as a result just keep driving this. And the reality of the situation is, as a collector, for me first, I don't care about second, third, fourth, or fifth printings. If they might be worth more, I want first printing. That's what I'm looking for first and foremost. That's just me.
Yeah.
All right, I get off my soapbox. Get off your soapbox and show us some books. That's what Jimmy says, because he wants me to sing some more. That's why I threw that in there. Anyways, book that's been all pure spec off of purely just people speculating, to be perfectly honest, because there's been zero news. Strange Academy, this of course being the J. Scott Campbell cover, the comic mint variant, which didn't have anything in the middle, and signed by the man himself, J. Scott Campbell.
That's a big boy book you're holding in your hands now.
Surprisingly, actually not so much so.
Really?
This book only runs you, let's see here, currently it's fair market value showing up on a 9.8 at $120
for that particular cover.
Yeah, last sale was only $180 on June 5th. So this particular cover, not really actually. So all the number ones for this are sought after, but the A cover and the Peach Momoko covers, those are the ones that are the big boys. Mm-hmm. Some of these other subsequent ones, like even my Scotty Young, only sold through Scotty Young's website variant, whatever, that's less than $100 book on the resale market as a 9.8. Surprisingly,
cool down a little bit then.
Now this is signed,
yeah.
So but then it's PGX, so but it's not going anywhere. It's staying there. This, I love my sci-fi, and when they put out this 12-issue run with Strange Adventures, bringing us back, this is a story now that has just lingered for a while. Sadly, I mean, I started off strong, and then in the middle kind of got like, what the hell are you doing? But the last issue has just kind of started bringing it all together. If you're not reading this, haven't read this, when it's almost wrapped up now, I recommend it in a trade paperback, picking up if you're a fan of science fiction. And it focuses around basically the Justice League investigating Adam Strange and stories. But it's a great book in my opinion. Here we have Strange Adventures #1, signed by Tom King. The B cover.
Very nice.
We're almost done. We have 1, 2, 4 books remaining. God of Thunder. Perillo! What? Look at that. Oh, you like me, huh? I'm sexy. Oh, yeah.
Very
Thunder.
nice.
Yeah, no, that's this was a book I don't even remember how I got it, but this was just a great. It's a Perillo book. Come on, and then Thor #1 in this current run with Cates and them was great. So this was a Unknown Comics actually. This was limited to 600. This is number 229 out of 600. They did not label that here. This is, of course, Galactus Herald of Galactus, Volkswagen Sif appearance. Yes, so nothing special other than it's just a virgin cover, and this book traveled to Italy to get signed by Perillo. I'm not exactly sure about the way he signed it. I mean, I remember I had this taped off, kind of as an angle. This corner, I wanted him to sign here in the white. but I kind of imagined that he'd sign this way as opposed to this way, much like that Addy Granoff book. And this is kind of the problem sometimes is if I guess I didn't specify clear enough, but hey, whatever, I'll take it. Lightning blast through Perillo. It's just a great cover. Happy to have this book. Yeah. All right. Our man Tyler Kirkham. He's done a few books for the Unknown Crew. This one actually was a Golden Apple in Frankie's collective. Wolverine, issue number 1. A little homage cover. Desk. So we have Hulk and Wolverine there with Omega Red in the background instead of Wendigo.
Yes. Yes.
So we replaced the Canadian with the Russian.
Well, the main Canadian's still there, so it's okay.
That's right. We replaced one of the Canadians. That's right.
It's like a cover featuring the UN.
Although I'm not quite sure about those veins in Hulk's arms. Dude is juicing on some serious.
Oh, yeah.
He must have gotten to Bane's supply and straight up juicing. Holy Balco juice bar. For those of you who don't know, Barry Bonds was a baseball player with Balco, hence the Balco juice bar. Anyways, sorry.
Well done, sir. Well done.
All right. I'm guessing by my seeing this is a character label, and based on here's another Wolverine book. The Tyler Kirkham variant, the black, white, and blood. This is the error variant where you have the null or the whatever the freaking the error book page. What does it say? Does it even say here? Manufactured with 2 pages replaced from Web of Venom, Empire's End, issue 1. But why this was a book that okay, Tyler Kirkham, thank you for signing it and giving me a remark. But really, a null remark?
It's a good inside joke.
Remark? Come on, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't specify. I didn't really have it. It was one of these things where it was a live. This was from a live signing event, actually, where it was like Kirkham was in Unknown Comics doing a Facebook Live thing, and you could request a book signed, and there were a limited number of remarks. And they specified it was going to be a small little quick remark, but they didn't specify. I don't remember them specifying that he was going to be drawing null on
Wolverine book.
But all right, last book from the box, and then we'll do ourselves another giveaway here. So I've been accused of not collecting or participating in this independent craze. But just to prove that I don't completely ignore independence, there's Wind, number 1, the Peach Momoko ratio variant. Actually ended up getting, I actually have the sketch variant of this as well, but not signed. So this one here, James, signed by our friend James Tinian. I say our friend, but he's not really my friend. I don't know him, never met him. But anyway, so there you are. Wind, issue 1.
That's a big spec book you're holding right there. Wind is picking up some steam.
Yeah.
But yes, Wind is I believe Wind is a Boom Studios property, and it is it's for those that are interested in spec that you can still get in on the ground floor. Wind is a good option right now. We all know that JTIV is a very hot writer, and Boom Studios is shopping the hell out of his stuff. Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that concludes it for those books that we got to crack through here. So that means it's that time of day we go back to the hashtag so that way we can give ourselves away another lot of 5 pulls. So let's go this time with hashtag underage comics. That was the other reason why Chris was in trouble. Yes.
We really don't talk about that one.
Transporting underage comics. So hashtag underage comics, all together, one word. Go ahead and throw those in there. Let me put it into my, let me add this to the stream here and put this hashtag underage comics. It's comics CS, folks, not the weird with the weird X that I put in my name, just to be clear. So we'll throw that up in there. Let me prep myself. Let me grab ourselves our stack of books. Oh, yeah. Well, make us. You're welcome. Oops. Oh, shoot. On my headphone cord. Need to get some wireless headphones. Yes, you're welcome for making you type in creepy phrases. I'm all about making sure you get on somebody's watch list somewhere.
just taking a look at everyone's hashtags. I see Comic Kane. You've misspelled underage comics. Give it another go. Looks like everyone else is okay. Looks like everyone else is okay. We'll just give Comic Kane a fair opportunity here. And yep, Chip, wind is blowing up. This is absolutely all over. Chip is all over Jimmy, and saying that's comics.
I don't know
girls.
if I want to on Slab Hub. I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, it's already bad enough that technically, because this is Slab Hub, that puts Chris in the role of fluffer. But that's just
ooh. Wow.
Sorry, buddy. All right.
Wow.
Let's go ahead and collect these up here. Random pool. Magic Man says the winner chicken dinner belongs to Marty. Wins again. Hashtag rigged. We get a fair number of double winners, and you know what? It saves me on shipping, so I don't complain. But all right, Chris, let's do this again here. 5 more books for Marty.
All right. Now.
Ooh, how about some 20 cents Shadow?
The Shadow.
The Shadow knows. All right.
Looking to the front now.
Ooh. Okay. Now, Marty, I'm going to show you this book. You have a choice. You may decline this book because this is not a comic. It's the only non-comic in here, and you may choose to not keep this book. This is a pulp book. So this is science fiction stories that they put together in the 30s. And they published them in these pulp books. They're very hard to keep together in good condition at this point in their lives because pulp books were very cheap paper that did not hold up. So if you're if you don't want this, just put it in a. Oh, you'll take it. Okay, cool. I would say otherwise, just put in a go fish or something. All right, that's 2.
Shout out to Gary B, who just joined us. And now.
Ooh, that book you can't have because that book's actually sorry. That book's actually in there for the next time James Willie wins. He and I already talked and sorry. All right.
I'm just pulling all these hot books. Okay, and now.
All right, Avengers of the Wasteland, issue number 1. There you go. I should preface, of course, Marty, in case we weren't clear on that pulp book, it is not in near mint condition. All right. Book number 4 to pull here.
Now.
How about some Marvel fanfare?
Very nice. That looks like North Star. And
All
Alpha
right.
Flight.
5th and final book.
We'll just go for a second, build up the dramatics of it all, and now. Ha ha.
Ha. The Comic Tom haha variants. There you go. Excellent. All right, let me slide that over there. Put this up here. Let's see what else is in here still. Let's see. For the kid, in case I get somebody who's got kids that win, we got some Scooby Doo, some Donald Duck, some Batman, Superman, some Green Lantern, Black Panther, some signed Wolverine, some Gwenpool, some Supergirl, Spider-Man, Avengers, some Gold Defenders, some J. Scott Campbell Danger Girl, Nottingham #1, Invaders. I got some. How about Marvel Legacy? First appearance of the Avengers 1000.
Yeah.
How about some? We got some Venom. Some. What else is in here? Some old Flash books. Some Star Wars. Ooh, here you go. Some Spectacular Spider-Man, first appearance of the black costume in this title.
Very nice.
Some
Very nice.
Tales of the Teen Titans. Some X-Men. So this is stuff that's in here to win, guys. I'm giving this stuff away, just giving it away. Some Guardians of the Galaxy, some old Silver Surfer. How about Wildsiders, another J. Scott Campbell title. Some more Wolverine. Another. How about a signed Mr. and Mrs. X? What else is in here? Anything else that's interesting? Some Lady Death, some more Moon Knight, Fantastic Four. All right. So, anyways, that's the stuff that's there, guys. We'll be doing that giveaway again next week on Slab Hub. We'll return to our non-signed books. We'll go into there. You just stay like that. Let me see if I can give us a little preview for next week's Slab Hub here. Next week's Slab Hub should be box number 7. Ooh, we have a bunch of amazing Spider-Mans, a bunch of Batmans, some Detective Comics, Spider-Gwens, Spider-Womans, Strange Academies, X-Factors. Whew. It's going to be some heavy hitters for sure next week. Guys, I appreciate you making the time in the middle of your Saturday to spend it with Chris and myself as we go deep into my fat stacks of comics. Until next time. Well, actually, it's not time to sign off yet. Chris, tell them what you got coming up this week.
I'm thinking the next 24 hours, I'm going to do a quick
Give
little.
the D.
Yeah. Thank you. Good night. In the next 24 hours, I'll be doing a quick unboxing of 2 CGC slabs. And tomorrow, as always on my channel, Mark from Legion of Comics and myself will be releasing 2 cool guys, 2 hot picks, where we give everyone 2 titles that we think that you should consider picking up this upcoming new comic book day. Tomorrow evening, I'll be joining Mark on his channel live with Ryan from the Cosmic Campfire for At Week's End. Monday, I'll be doing a Mystery Box Monday opening. And Wednesday, for my car, it'll be New Comic Book Day. And then next Saturday, boom, boom, I'll be right back here.
I think that Jimmy and I need to start a show called 2 Hot Guys, 1 Cool Pick, where 2 hot-looking guys get together and discuss which book you should skip.
I'm going to contact my lawyer.
Next, for myself, Monday, I've already actually kind of filmed Monday Mail Call. It's in the bag because I couldn't wait. Kick it off strong with some amazing Golden Age books, some more Golden Age finds that I found at a really good price. I don't want to tease any more than that. A Silver Age key, and of course, a ton of other stuff. I mean, it was a massive box pile. Box was falling over. So much stuff. Good stuff. Tomorrow, also, I'll be on Eddie's channel for Cranky Comic Chat. I guess I'm filling in for Taylor Winder because I guess I'm cranky enough. Gosh darn it. There you go. So anyways, until next time, guys, collect what you want. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, yada, yada, yada. Follow on Instagram, each other too. Make sure you're hitting up everybody, because community is what it's all about. It's what's gotten us through all this. And the comic book community is the greatest community out there by far. So until next time, guys, collect what you like. Don't listen to anybody, including me. I'm just a fat man with fat stacks of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching all. Much appreciated. And I'm stalling to find